chair, if you're using a chair, grabbing blocks, if you're using blocks, or stacks of books, or some push-up handles, or whatever you need for high boxes, that sort of thing, that works too. Pillow, a strap, yeah, grabbing those things if you need them, and then an eye pillow for the end of the practice if that's what you use as well. So finding ourselves in our chair, and we are sitting ourselves in the center of our chair or towards the front of our chair, actually towards the center front, and trying to keep our backs away from the back of the chair, unless you are getting over an illness or are having an illness, or you've got some back issues, or you've got an injury or anything like that where you need extra support. That's always the option. That's always the great thing about chair yoga, is you can use the full support of that chair if you need it, if you ever need the rest or whatever. Otherwise, your challenge is to bring yourself to the center or away from the back of the chair so that you are engaging your core for the whole time. And then if it is not available for you to use the chair, if you're like, even sitting in the chair, it lifts those hips too high, or there's some other stuff going on with you, you can always do any of this stuff on the floor. You can do anything you need to on the floor. Any of our moves too, you can always be using a strap. Say that you're having some trouble with our extended legs or anything like that. You can always use a strap for anything that we do. A strap is very helpful. It can be helpful to help lift, because look at now your arms are helping you lift, that sort of thing. So for any of our poses, always kind of get creative, especially because you're at home. So if there's anything around you that you're like, oh, that would be really good, or I need to be against the wall, whatever you need to use for your practice to make it suitable for you and to help you do it. Like, there is no cheating in yoga. We're doing what we can do, and we're doing what our bodies were made to do, which is move and breathe. All right, let's take a big deep inhale right here. Let's sweep this up. Inhale and exhale it out. Good, big deep inhale up and exhale it out. And one more time. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Very good. Sitting ourselves up tall. So thinking about lengthening through our spine. Our tailbone is pointed down, stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Our head is lifting up. Let's roll those shoulders back. So let's go ahead and roll that out. And you can be using those arms, making arm circles, rolling those shoulders, making big arm circles, however that feels the best for you. Oh, that is good. Nice big shoulder rolls. Actually, for me today, it kind of feels better to just do a little bit smaller roll. Oh, to isolate those shoulders. Oh, yeah. All right, and let's roll that the other way. So if you were rolling to the back, go ahead and begin to roll that forward. Good, and maybe you're adding a little bit of shrugging in here. Still trying to keep our spine up nice and tall. Your abs, your abdominals, and your back can start to get a little tired, and that is very normal because it is strengthening our core. Let's go ahead and shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then release that down. Nice. Go ahead and shrug that up again and then release that down. And one more time, shrug that up and then release that down. Good. Let's drop our chin to our chest. Drop that chin to chest. And imagine that our arms are super heavy and falling right by our sides so that we can have nice lengthening in our traps, which is our upper shoulder, upper back, and shoulders. And then let's lift that head center, take our eyes to the sky, eyes to ceiling. Imagine that you can look right through your roof and see the sky and pretend that it is blue and 75 degrees. Good. Drop that chin back to chest and take our eyes to sky. And chin to chest and eyes to sky. Good. Bring that head back to neutral. Let's go ahead and look over to the right. So thinking about our chin going over towards our shoulder, looking to the right, but not trying to bring our shoulder to our chin. So really try and work on keeping that chest nice and open, nice tall spine and lengthened. And then let's look to the left. So looking to the left, same thing, keeping that chest open, shoulders down and back. Good. Look to the right and look to the left. Head back to center. Drop our right ear towards our right shoulder. From here, let's go ahead and take that hand, gentle pressure. So you don't want to put out your whole like weight of your hand on here. Just some gentle pressure to stretch through that neck right there. Oh yeah. Lift that head center and drop that left ear to left shoulder. Same thing, gentle pressure. Maybe barely even touching. Good, bring that head back to center, very nice. Drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. Let's take this from side to side. I don't know about you, but I am feeling that in the neck. I'm feeling it down to my mid spine. As we do these neck circles, it is a really good time to begin to check in with yourself, to begin that, like that, pressing that on button of like body awareness. Okay, this is where I'm feeling things today. This is what part of my body I'm feeling them in. And then possible curiosity. You don't have to figure out why. It's just really good to recognize the what. The what am I feeling? And where am I feeling it at? You don't have to figure out that why yet. Good, drop that chin to chest. Lift that head to center. Let's do that sun breath again. So let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale this out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Inhale and sweep this up. This time as we exhale, let's reach our arms either back for the back of our chair, the seat of our chair, or clasp our hands behind us. Wherever your shoulders are going to let you go. Wherever your shoulder mobility or your chest mobility, or even your hands or wrists, wherever that's going to let you go. And our muscles are still pretty cold. So no worries if you're like, why am I not being able to stretch? Our muscles are still pretty cold. Let's look to the left and look to the right. Good, bring that back to center, drop our chin to chest, and then lift our eyes to sky. And head neutral. Good. Oh, bend at those elbows, hands over to right waist. Let's squeeze that elbow back towards our spine. So we're opening up that chest, our pectoralis and our shoulder capsule. We're opening that up just a little bit more right here. And then go ahead and switch sides to left elbow going back towards that spine, opening up that pectoralis and that shoulder capsule. Ooh. And you might find that one side is different than the other today. That's very, very normal. That's the usual, the par for the course, par for living life. Good, release that. Shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. Let's take those arms behind us once again, either reaching for the back of the chair, back of the seat of the chair, or clasping those hands behind you. And you might be like, oh, okay, I can open up a little bit more now on the second time around, or not. Again, it's your body, listening to your body. Every day is different. Let's look to the right and look to the left. And head back to center, drop our chin to chest. And take our eyes to the sky. Good, head is neutral. Bend at our elbows, hands over to left waist, elbow goes back. Good. Go ahead and look. Let's look right. Yeah, look to the right on this one. Good. Bring that head to center. Switch sides. Now the hands are over to that right waist, right elbow going back towards the spine, and let's look to the left. Oh, yeah. That spinal twist. Bring that back to center. Shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's drop that right hand down. Leaning over. Let's keep that left foot planted firmly. It's pretty easy for that right because we're leaning to the right, but try and keep that left foot, left glute planted. Breathing it here as you are leaning. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Let's drop our left hand down. Leave. Good. Oh, this side's so much tighter. And breathing. Same thing. We want to keep that right foot, right glute pressed into the floor and breathe. And the good thing too is about being in your own home, you can make as much noise as you need to. Because sometimes these breaths, if you're just like, that big sigh out, or if you're really sore, it can be helpful to make those weird noises. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Clasp our hands at the top. Press our palms towards the ceiling. Lengthen up through that torso, through those arms. I get to make all kinds of weird noises because I'm talking, but I don't know if you do. So you go for it. Try it. It's very liberating. Inhale it again. Let's do a big sigh out here. And you can be as loud as you want on that sigh. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale, big sigh out. One more time. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale, big sigh out. Good, let's bring those arms out in front of us. Opening that up. We see those arms in our peripheral, palms facing up. Make some fists, roll our knuckles in. Exaggerated bicep curl. Maybe your thumbs touch your shoulders, maybe they don't. Let's do seated cat and cow. Let's open this up, arching our back, and then let's go ahead and round this. Maybe those elbows come together. Let's inhale and open. Exhale and round. 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 Good. Bring that spine nice and neutral. Opening those arms. Take those palms down. Bring our hands out in front of us. And let's lift our arms back up high. If your shoulders are burning a little bit, that's good. That's very normal. We've got some blood flow going to those arms then. Reaching that up, let's walk our legs over to the right. So walking that over, let's take our hands to the top of the back of the seat of the chair. And use that as leverage to press into the spinal twist. So good. You can go as deep into the spinal twist as feels good for you. Oh my goodness. I love using the back of the chair and my arms to really twist this. And you can go comfortably uncomfortable here, just not to pain. You don't want to go into pain, but comfortably uncomfortable, maybe. Or just maybe just that little like, ooh, that's a good stretch. Let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale that out. Good. One more time. Big, deep inhale. And big exhale out. Yes. Let's reach those arms back up. Lengthen back through that. Fingers are reaching for the sky. Let's walk our legs back to center and then over to the left. To the left, to the left. And let's take those hands to the back of the seat of the chair. Oh, use that leverage. And you can go higher on that chair or lower on that chair, and you'll find the different height that you use can work different parts of your back. Oh my goodness. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Big, deep inhale. And big exhale out. Good. Let's reach those arms up. Lifting back up center. Very nice. Reaching back up through that. And let's go ahead and release our arms down to our sides. Roll our shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Go ahead and place your blocks where you want them for our seated sun salutations, because that's where we are going next. So we're sitting up nice and tall, still not against the back of the chair. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive this down and over, belly resting on those thighs. If that is not working for you, you can put a pillow between your thighs and your belly. That can help your back if you're having some back pain. Let's inhale and lengthen here. Hands are either on the floor, on your shins, or on blocks, or whatever you're using for risers here. Oh, that feels good. So lengthening through those arms and lengthening through that spine. That spine is nice and long. Tailbone is pointed down towards the floor, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Lengthening that here and then release that. Good. Inhale and sweep those arms up nice and big. Big sun breath. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale, sun breath it up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Nice and big. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's hold our lengthened arms here, our lengthened spine. Let's press our right hand into the block, floor, or shin, whatever you are using for height here. And let's spinal twist over to the left. And our shoulders are a little warmer. So maybe you've got a little mobility here, a little opening up. If that's not working for your arm, you can always have that hand on your waist. Or if you even need to release it, if you've got an injury going on in that arm too, you can release that down and just work on twisting that torso open. So what can help you with that torso twisting, if you're not able to use your arm, is using that head, looking your eyes towards the ceiling, maybe even towards back behind you. That will definitely turn that torso. You are breathing here in this torso twist. Good, let's release this. Ooh, and relax that. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's hold this here. Our left hand now is going to press into whatever is giving you height, either that block, the floor, the shin, and let's open to the right. And again, you may have one side that you're like, that is not even the same as the other side. Super duper 100% normal, because unless you are ambidextrous and you are using both sides of your body the same every day, like you're writing on with both of your hands, you're opening car doors, you're going in the driver's side and then you're sitting in the passenger side. If you're doing everything equally, that's amazing and that's really cool for you. I don't do everything equally. So it's super important to recognize and to work both sides of the body, trying to find that equality, find that balance. Let's release that down. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep the arms up, both of the arms. And exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Good, hold this here. Let's press that right hand into block or floor or shin and open that up. I was just thinking, I was like, how long would our days be if we had to do everything the same on both sides of the body? Or how much stuff would we not get done if we had to do everything equally on both sides of the body? Interesting. Breathe it here. Inhaling and exhaling. Or maybe that's just the way we would live and we wouldn't even know the difference. And go ahead and release that. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Big sun breath. And exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's keep that left hand, press that into block. And let's open that right side up. And yeah, just after that, even just that first one, the second one is a little bit, well, not super, but yeah, a little bit more mobile, more flexible, recognizing that, being in awe of how we were created. Our bodies are pretty incredible. Breathing it here and exhale it out. Good, let's release that. Very nice. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep that up. Big sun breath. Bring our palms together. Let's exhale our hands to heart. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. Let's keep ourselves here. Let's sit ourselves up tall. You might even want to scoot forward a little bit more because we're going to do that seated spinal twist. So maybe you want to hang a little bit more over, just figuring it out for your body, for yourself, sitting ourselves up tall. Let's inhale it deeply here. As we exhale, we are just bending, hinging at that hip crease, and then twisting ourselves over, almost like you're a mannequin, hinging at that hip, and then doing that twist. And then maybe your elbow or your tricep of that right arm is getting over to that left thigh. That's kind of the bullseye, but if you're not there, that's okay. But that's kind of where we're trying to go. That's our goal is to try and get that twist. And maybe if you want a little more of a twist, you can look up towards the ceiling. That might cause some dizziness though too. So just being aware of how your body is responding to that. Breathe it here. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Bring our hands to prayer. Let's exhale our hands to heart right here. Good, same thing that we just did, but we're gonna do it on the other side. Let's sit up tall. Inhale it here. And exhale, hinge right at that hip crease and twisting to the right. Elbow, that twist right there, because of the lower rib cage, almost takes my breath away every time. That elbow or tricep going over to that left thigh. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, let's do another breath here. Inhale it and exhale it out. Good, bring this back to center. Yes, inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. And then let's release our arms to our sides. Good, roll those shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Very nice. All right, we've got our legs. So we're gonna take ourselves into our seated staff pose. If you are using both legs, you've got both legs up. If you're using one leg, then you've got one leg up. If you're taking it down to the floor now, you can do that as well if it's not working for you. Or like I said earlier, if you ever need to use a strap, if you're ever like, you've got injury or you've got something else going on and you need some help, so many ways that you can use props. So we've got ourselves lifted. We're taking ourselves up into that staff pose, one of the most difficult poses of the practice, because we are having to use our core. We're not up against the back of the chair. So let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. And big inhale and exhale it out. So good. Release those arms. You can hold onto that chair or hands can be to thighs. We're going to do our hamstring curl and our leg extension for some strengthening and some stretching. If your legs are burning, yay, mine are too. Let's curl this in, keep those feet super flexed and extend. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curl this in and extend. There's 5. Curl this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in and let's hold this extension. Good. Legs are burning. Go ahead and point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes, flex those feet. Lift that spine up. Point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes and flex those feet. Very nice. Let's release our left leg. Scoot ourselves forward. Lengthen through our left leg. So our left leg is nice and long. Let's take our right foot, right ankle to our left shin. And we've got our lengthen, our extended piriformis stretch. So it's our first hip flexor stretch. Now, this may be as far as you can go if you are sitting in the chair. As we get further into this piriformis stretch, you may need to take it to the floor. Just listening to your body, wherever your joints, your mobility, your flexibility is letting you go today. Every day is different. Good, so you've got this nice extended figure 4. Let's change this into a, figure 4, figure 4. Figure 4 to stretch. Goodness gracious. So finding that, no worries about your posture yet. We'll get to that in a minute when we add our breathing to it. Right now, we're just waking it up, telling it hello, and that we're going to be working here for a few breaths. And we're going to add some movement to it to help open both sides of the hip, to help open that inner thigh, not both sides, but all around that hip joint, opening that up. Good. All right. Now we get to move ourselves back to the back of the seat of the chair, or if you're on the floor, you can scoot up against the wall, or you don't have to. Sitting ourselves up tall, we're going to add that breath and that movement. So we're going to work on that mobility. Sit, that spine is up, lifted. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And let's exhale, hinge this forward. As we hinge, we are leading with the chest, we're leading with the chin. So we're not rounding forward. We're not trying to find this here. We're trying to lengthen through our spine. So you may not, your hinge may be minuscule, and that's perfect because that's where we're focused. We're focused on our hips and on our back, not our shoulders. So yes, hinging that forward. Let's inhale it up tall and exhale, hinge. Again, might be minuscule. Good. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. And one more time. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. So good. Oh my goodness. Very nice. And then let's release that. Let's take this into half shoelace. So we're going to take that foot, cross that over the other leg. It's either going to go to the corner of your chair, or if you're on the floor, then it's crossing over the leg. Let's wrap that left arm around that right leg if that's available. Sometimes that's not. You can hold on to your shin. Just don't want to hold on to that knee joint. So holding on to that shin. You don't want to hold on to your ankle joint either. So that shin, super strong. That super strong bone right there, that shin bone, strong. It can deal with it. It can hold it. And we've got this nice twist here. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Let's twist towards the inside. So now twisting that other way, looking to the left. Let's breathe it here. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Bring this back to center. Very nice. And we can go ahead and release that shit. Good. Let's scoot ourselves forward again. Back into that staff pose. Lengthening through our legs, lengthening through our arms. We've got this nice capital L right here. Let's breathe. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. Releasing our arms, pull down to the chair, hands to thighs. We've got leg curl and extension. So go ahead and curl this in and extend that out. There's 8. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curling this in and extend. There's 5. Curling this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in. We're going to hold our next extension. Hold. Point those toes, flex those feet. 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 Point those toes, sit up tall, flex those feet. Point those toes and flex those feet. I tell you these things because I'm telling myself these things as well. Let's go ahead and release that right leg. Scoot ourselves forward, lengthen through that right leg. Take our left ankle. To that shin, that lengthened piriformis right here. Goodness, right there. Woo! And breathe. And again, the noises help. If you want to make noises, you can make noises. It helps. It actually helps. It really does help because you are having to breathe Deeper when you make noise. Good. Let's change this into that regular figure 4. Again, no worries about the posture yet. Oh, just waking it up, just saying hello, hello to that hip, that whole hip joint, the outer glute, inner thigh, outer thigh, all of that. And we'll add in that breath and movement. Oh, in just a moment. All right, now we get to scoot ourselves back to the back of the seat of the chair or up against the wall, if that is your choice. Good. And sitting our spine up nice and tall, let's add that breath and that hinge. So let's inhale it deeply here and exhale, hinge. Oh, inhale it and exhale, hinge. Good, we're gonna go 2 more. Inhale it up tall and exhale, hinge. Again, leading with that chest, leading with that chin. And inhale it up tall and exhale, hinge. And maybe you'll find that by this 4th hinge, maybe you're a little bit more, or it feels a little better. Maybe the movement isn't much, but it might feel a little better. Let's take this back up tall. Very good. And let's go ahead and change this into shoelace. So let's take our leg across to the corner of the chair, or the foot is just crossing over that leg if you're on the floor. Let's take that right arm, wrap that around, or hand to shin, shin bone. Shin bone can handle it. And let's twist that. Goodness. And breathe. Exhale. So good. And let's go ahead and twist it to the other side. And breathe that here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Good. Bring that back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. Very nice. Release that. Scoot yourself forward a little bit. Take our arms out. Let's give ourselves a hug. So let's take our right over left. Hug. Reach our fingers back towards our spine. Very good. Drop our chin to chest. Take our eyes to sky. Bring that neck to neutral. Breathe it here. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Open that up. Now our left over right. Reaching our fingers back towards our spine. Go ahead and drop that chin to chest. Take our eyes to sky. Neck to neutral. And breathe it here. Inhale it. And exhale it. Good. Open that up and press that down. Roll our shoulders back. Very good. Let's take ourselves over to the left side of the chair. And we're going to go lateral and work the back too, the back of our leg as well. So we've got our right leg on the left side of the chair. Let's take our left leg behind us and go into a supported crescent. If you're like, it makes it worse to use the chair, then feel free to go into a full crescent here. You can do that. I like to use the chair. Fix it. All right. Even more space for the leg behind me. So finding ourselves in our nice supported crescent here. The use of the chair and our supported crescent, it kicks ourselves, it actually gives us an automatic spinal arch right here, which is good. Lengthen through that. Our leg is behind us. Other leg is in front of us. Left leg behind, right leg in front. Front knee is bent, left leg is straight. Heel possibly lifted. If you're super flexible, then maybe your heel's all the way to the floor. Maybe you've got that foot back. However that's working. Go ahead and drop our right hand down to the right side of the seat of the chair. And let's reach this over. Oh yeah. I really like this one because I really like this stretch right here in the torso. And the general torso right there into the groin, right there into that hip flexor. Such a good stretch that we don't ever get unless we're doing something specific like this. Good. Let's go ahead and twist this. Oh yeah. So get that nice twist. One hand can be on the thigh or both hands on the waist. So it's up to you. Again, whatever is feeling best for you, whatever's helping you in this pose. And maybe you're looking to the side, maybe you've got enough neck mobility that you're looking back behind you, or you're working on your neck mobility. So you're working on looking behind you. Good, bring this back to center, very nice. Let's go ahead and bring that whole right leg up onto the seat of the chair. Let's take our left leg off to the side. Foot is neutral, however you want that. Let's reach up through those arms. Good, lengthening up through the center here. Oh yeah, reach up through that. Let's drop that right hand down again to the right side of the chair, and let's reach this over. Let's lengthen from our fingers all the way down to your toes or your heels, whichever is the furthest away from you. Right now, because I've got my ankle pretty neutral, my toes are the furthest away. I've got a nice long line here. Breathe that. Good, let's windmill this. Take that arm down to not the knee joint, but you can go behind that knee. You can go onto that thigh. If you're super flexible, you're down on your calf. Oh, but that feels good. That is such a good side stretch right there. And breathe. Especially if you're feeling like constricted, try and breathe even deeper. Good, release that. Let's turn this into supported pigeon. And this might be something, you might be doing all of this on the floor. And that is a-okay. Let's reach up through those arms. We've got those arms lifted. We've got our back leg nice and strong. We keep our back leg active, so awake. Trying not to bend that knee, trying to keep it nice and straight. Let's go ahead and take this forward, either on those hands, on those elbows, or folding all the way forward. I use support. Maybe you've got your hands all the way down onto the ground. It also kind of depends on how tall your chair is. So there's that as well. If your chair is like, the height of your chair is really tall, it might not be something that's available to you. You might have to stay on your elbows or your hands. Breathing that here. Good, let's lengthen back up through this. We work with what we got. Oh, and that's so important. Breathe. And we work with where we're at. Again, every day, different. Maybe like last week I could do this. This week I can't. Hey, there's a lot of stuff that happened between last week and this week. Stuff happens. Good, release that. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and take that right leg off to the front. Left leg is back behind us still. And we find, let's go into our warriors. So we're finding our proud warrior, our very strong proud warrior, our warrior 2 legs. Bring our arms up. Strong proud warrior, arms. Everything is strong here. Strong legs, strong arms, strong torso, strong abs, strong chest, strong neck. Face is relaxed. That's pretty much the only thing that you want to relax here, is maybe smile. That I know it can be like, why do I need to smile? Because it can be helpful for your face muscles. And relax those eyebrows, relax the eyes. Drop our back arm, take our palm up. Peaceful warrior. I know when I take a class online, and the instructor always says, there's one specific one, he's always like, and smile. And I'm like, I'm gonna smile, but then I'll end up doing it just because of the challenge. Or he does something funny. That's helpful too. Good. Bring ourselves back to our proud warrior. Strong proud warrior. Breathe. Good. And let's take it into side angle. So remembering in side angle, our natural thing is we want to put all of our weight here. Try not to. Try to lengthen and try to keep a lot of our strong weight in our legs. So it's not really much of a leaning, and I am, oh yeah. There we go. And breathe. Good, let's open this back up. Proud warrior, and then release that. Very nice. Good, let's take it over to the other side, other side, other side. So over to the right. We've got our left leg on the right side of the chair. Let's take our right leg, oh, behind us. That feels really good after that. Oh. Just reaching and lengthening through that hip, man. Let's lift up through this. Reach up through those arms, lengthening back through that leg. Heel is lifted. Good, let's take that left hand, drop that down, reach this over. Such a good stretch right through that whole torso, right through that, the abs, the groin, down through the hip flexor, down through that front thigh, back through that calf. Good, and then let's go ahead and twist that here. And if you are working on your neck mobility on the other side, try and do the same thing on this side. I know for sure my neck does not move as far on this side as it does on the other side. So that's something that I need to am working on. I'm presently doing it. Breathe it here, inhale. And exhale it. And inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Bring that to center. Let's go ahead and take that leg up onto the seat of the chair. Take our right leg off to the side. Neutral ankle. Let's reach up through those arms. So good. Such a good leg stretch, inner thigh stretch. Very good. Breathe it here. Inhale and exhale it. Let's take it to that side stretch. So let's go ahead and take that left hand back down. Let's reach this over. Very nice. Side stretch here, lengthened through the arm, through that leg. Breathe, breathe. And let's go ahead and windmill this hand either to the back of the thigh, or maybe again, maybe you're super flexible and you're all the way down on your calf, just trying not to put it on that knee joint. Breathe. And it can be hard if you're like, I'm right at that spot where it would be nice if it was on the knee joint, but you don't want to put it there. Then go ahead and bend that elbow if you need to. You want to have it, this femur bone, just like our shin bone, it can handle it. Good. And then release that. Let's go ahead and turn this into pigeon, supported pigeon. Let's reach this up. We've got our back leg lengthened. Our back leg is active, it stays active. We try and keep that active the whole time. That's one of those mental things we have to think about, keeping that active. And let's forward fold it. So either on the hands, on the elbows, or all the way forward. Goodness, goodness. This side, breathe it. And that exhale, you might find a little bit of relief. Like, again, it might be minuscule, but that is okay. It's still a little bit. Good, let's lift ourselves back up. Reach back up through that. So good. Very nice. And then release that. Good. Let's take our left leg off to the side. Keep our knee bent, right leg nice and lengthened behind us. Find our warrior two legs. So finding our very strong legs, find our very strong arms, find our very strong torso, our strong neck, but our face relaxed, and maybe a smile. What can also be helpful too is just that deep breath. That gets everything working and strong here as well. Let's drop that back arm, take our palm up. Oh, peaceful warrior. Breathe it here, inhale. And exhale it out. Wonderful. From this peaceful warrior, let's take it into our side angle. Again, trying not to put a lot of weight or really any weight into that the side of the body. Breathe it here. It's our legs doing a lot of the work here, doing most of it. I would say like 94%. Maybe. Yeah. Good. And let's go ahead and bring this back up. And breathe that. So good. And then release that. Very nice. All right, let's go keep our legs wide. Using our blocks, if you are using blocks. Let's take our right hand to that right block and let's open. So if you're not using a block, then your hand is either on the floor or on your shin or on a stack of books or whatever you're using for height here. Spinal twisting, open, but our wide legs. And I love this one because now my shoulder's a little bit more mobile and my torso is more mobile and it feels really good. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And take that other arm down. So left arm down, opening this up. Good. And breathe. Breathe it here. Inhale. And exhale it out. Do another breath here. Inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And release that. Very nice. Take our legs together. Let's put our blocks where we want them because we're going to go into a standing forward fold from our seated forward fold. So we are at the front of our chair. Sit ourselves up tall. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Seated forward fold. Maybe relax that head here for just a second. Good. Let's inhale. Lengthen through our arms. Oh yeah. Hands are on the shin, on the floor, or on those blocks. Exhale and release. Let's plant our feet into the floor. Plant your hands where they are supported, just not on your knee joints, and let's lift our glutes up off the chair. Oh, so we are now in a standing forward fold. Those hamstrings, backs of the calves, back behind the knees, all of that just unfolding and lengthening. Goodness. Let's inhale, lengthen right here, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Take a seat back in that chair. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Plant our feet. Lift our glutes up off the chair. Inhale, flat back, look forward, tabletop. Exhale and release. Take a seat back in that chair. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Plant our feet. Lift our glutes up off the chair. Inhale, flat back, look forward, tabletop. Exhale and release. Keep this here. Inhale, sweep our arms up nice and big. Mountain pose. Reach up through this and let's cactus those arms back. So exhale. Oh, elbows go back almost towards each other. And then inhale and lift. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Keep our legs nice and long. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms back. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms back. Good. Inhale and lift this. And then let's release our arms to our sides. Good. Let's take that chair, turn that towards us. We're going to do a little bit more hip stretch. Let's go ahead and take our right leg. So let's keep our left leg planted into the floor. Let's take our right leg up onto the seat of the chair. If you want some height here, you can use a block, however you want for support, but you can use the back of the chair too. So we've got our left foot planted into the floor. Maybe that heel is planted into the floor. And we are, oh my goodness, this may be where you are going today. This may be as far as your hip will let you go. This may be as far as you go without feeling like you're going to throw up. Otherwise, let's go ahead and try and take that right shoulder to the inside of that right knee so that we get just a little bit deeper of a hip flexor stretch. But again, that's if you've been practicing for a while and you've got that mobility and flexibility, and you can do that. Otherwise, keeping it up is very good right here because that will get you some mobility and flexibility as well. You could even, if you were super flexible, you could even go further and go down onto your elbows. Not going to happen for my tight hips. From here, we're going to shift the weight back. Keep our heel on the seat of the chair and stretch through that hamstring. So good, right there. Good hamstring stretch, good leg stretch, hamstring, calf, all of that. And then we're gonna shift the weight forward again. So once more, into that hip stretch. You're either up here or your shoulder is down to the inside. If that doesn't work either, you can do it on the outside as well, if this is more comfortable for you. So again, you have multiple options, whatever's working for you. And we are trying, if it's available to you, we're trying to have that calf on the floor as well, so that you're getting a good calf stretch at the same time. Good, let's shift that weight back one more time for that hamstring stretch, and bring ourselves up. All right, other side. Right leg straight, left leg up onto the chair. You are here or you are here. So working, trying to do the same thing on this side that you did on the other side. And sometimes in those really deep stretches, these deep poses, there can be some nausea. There can be some, all of a sudden you're sweating. The body does some crazy things when we're in these, especially in the hip area, hip, back, neck, shoulders, because that's where we hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of trauma is held in those areas too. So sometimes even in many of our poses, you can all of a sudden have like a memory or a flashback of something too when you're doing a specific pose. Super interesting how it's all connected. Good, switch this. Let's shift our weight back and get that nice hamstring stretch, calf stretch. Very good. That's why it's super important too when we do this practice, especially if you've got a lot of tension or trauma or anxiety or things like that, to try and keep yourself present by breathing the whole time, because you can bring yourself back to the present immediately if something does happen like that. If you're like in the middle of a hip stretch and all of a sudden it's like, boom, you can be like, okay, I'm back. All right, let's bring ourselves forward. Ooh, and back into that hip stretch. Goodness, boy, right into that hip flexor. Or again, you're up here, whatever you were doing on the other side, working on that and breathing and trying to keep that other heel down. So trying to keep our right heel down so we get that calf stretch. And we're going to do that hamstring stretch one more time. So shift that weight back, hit the back of that leg. So good. Very good, very good. Very nice. And bring that up, shake that out. Good. All right, we're going to take ourselves down onto the floor for a little bit of inversion. So for our modified shoulder stand, and then for some final relaxation. So grabbing whatever you need for the final relaxation, grabbing whatever you need for our shoulder stand, modified shoulder stand. If you're using the chair or you're scooting yourself up against a wall and having your legs up against the wall. Let's bring those legs up onto the chair. Scoot the glutes super close to that chair, or maybe even underneath it, kind of slightly. Or you've got yourself super scooted up against the wall. Let's go ahead and take a support underneath our sacrum, a block or some stiff pillows. And let's have our palms facing up, shoulders rotated open, and we are lifting our legs up. So you're either lifting those legs up against the wall or you're lifting them up off of the chair. And we've got this nice supported shoulder stand. Super good. Let's breathe it here. Just enjoying this inversion, enjoying the different circulation pattern here. The legs being up in the air. Yeah, breathing it here. Pointing and flexing the feet. Or maybe you've got stillness in those feet. Maybe you're rotating the ankles. Maybe your legs aren't even together. Maybe you're like, hey, I want to work on a little bit of my outer and inner thigh flexibility. So you've got those legs apart. And gravity helps pull them down. The longer you do this, you might be like, hey, I'm going to do the splits now. I'm going to work on my splits. Okay. You can do that. Just breathing, inhaling and exhaling. I also love using the block on my sacrum on my back. Just that little gentle pressure of the foam block feels so good on that lower spine, on the pressure point right there at that sacrum. Super good. If that's sensitive for you, then you can always put a blanket over whatever is propping you up too. If you're like, it's too much, then put a blanket over it. Do what works for you. Do what is helpful for you, what is not painful for you. Let's go ahead and release one leg, release the other leg. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh, press that inner right thigh away. And release that. Good, let's take it to the other side. Take that ankle, place it on the thigh, press that inner left thigh away. So left ankle's on that right thigh, pressing that inner left thigh away. Our final piriformis stretch. And then release that. Good. Let's go ahead and release that block out from underneath. Here away. And let's lengthen right here through our bodies, reaching through our arms, reaching through our legs. If you're using an eye pillow, you can put that eye pillow over your eyes. Enjoy the heaviness of that eye pillow, the darkness, reaching through those arms, reaching through those legs, adding an inch or two to your height here. Imagining somebody's pulling at your wrists, somebody else is pulling at your legs. Oh yeah, maybe you get a nice yawn like that too. Oh, that was good. And maybe I just passed my yawn to you. Super good. A little bit extra oxygen there. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. As we exhale, we sink, we settle. We let our feet fall open up to the side. And just a few moments of quiet here. Oh yeah, just checking back in with your body. All the things that you have stretched, strengthened, moved today. Whatever else is going on in your brain. Maybe there were some questionable movements. Or it was just like, is my body going to do this today? Just making peace with that and recognizing that you did it. You did it. You followed through, you stayed with it. Breathe. Let's go ahead and bend those knees. If it's available to you, maybe your back can flatten into the floor. So I do that by tucking my tailbone under a little bit, kind of pressing my spine to the floor. If you've got like a fused spine or lordosis or any other spinal thing going on, your back won't go flat, and that is okay. So just listening to where your body can go. And let's drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. Oh, yeah. And take ourselves onto our side. And a few breaths here, or maybe another yawn. Again, extra oxygen. Breathe it here. And nice and slow, let's begin to bring ourselves up into a seated pose that feels strong and supportive for you. Sitting ourselves up tall, lengthening up through our spine. I love this seated pose where I can stretch the front of my feet right there on that kneeling pose, but sitting on that block. It's really, really supportive. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. Eyes follow our fingers. Take our chin to our chest. Lift that head center. Take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and the light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply. And a big cleansing exhale. And again, big deep inhale. And a big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. And we will see you next time.